7 months ago, we organized our first group trip and invited the entire world to join us as we visited our 30th country and 7th continent. 20 travelers signed up for our 2-week Antarctic expedition, and we're already 4 days in. In this episode, we all fly from Buenos Aires to the southernmost city in the world before settling into the stunning Seabourn Venture, exploring the ship, and starting our voyage across 600 miles of the most dreaded bit of open ocean on the planet. The next 11 days are sure to be full of adventure and void of darkness.
We just landed in Ushuaia, which is still Argentina. So we left Buenos Aires about 3.5 hours ago. That's how long the flight was. And we were in Buenos Aires for 3 days. If you want to see all of our adventures in that city, then check out our previous episode. But we are here so that we could board a ship and go to the 7th continent, Antarctica. This is Phil's #1 list on his bucket list. And so I got to do my #1 bucket list trip at the safari in Africa, and now we're doing his.
And if it wasn't quite clear, this is our 7th continent in the past 13 months. So we've checked them all off, all 4 of us, which is a pretty cool thing. Our kids are 12 and 13, and this will be 7 continents for them. I'm 51, and that's how long it took us to do it. But we are here. We're going to pick up our luggage, which we haven't seen since yesterday because we had to leave it outside of our door at the hotel. Seabourn's people came through, picked it all up, and this will be the first time that we've seen it. We've got a lot of bags, so gonna need some free hands. I don't know if we can really film too much.
This whole crowd is about half of the cruise ship guests because there are 2 charter flights that go from Buenos Aires to Ushuaia, and they're just for the Seabourn cruise that we're taking. And among them, 24 of the guests are part of our group. And it's just one of many group trips we are planning, so please go to followabc.com/trips to learn about any upcoming stuff we've got going on or a current trip that we're doing.
And if you want to relive this exact trip, it won't be with us most likely unless we end up doing it again, but you can still do this and you can get that information and book the entire thing through that same page so you can check it out.
But we were able to get our guests an incredible deal. They're paying $4,000 less than Seabourn's offer sticker price, and it includes 2 additional nights in Buenos Aires. So we really got a good vacation in Buenos Aires before our trip to Antarctica. You look like a penguin. You ready to see the penguins? He can't wait to see a penguin and he wants to hug one. We know that might be dangerous. He might get poked in the eye and lose an eye, but we're gonna let our child live out his dream. Woo. So the mountains we flew over to land in made us think that it was gonna be really cold, but I think it's around 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's not that bad. I mean, we're from Denver, and it was chilly in Buenos Aires in the morning, so
I guess we pretty much just hand our luggage right back over. Thank you. And they take it from here again. It's probably going to end up in our rooms, honestly, because our tags have our room numbers on them. So I think we'll be able to be hands-off, show up, and have all of our stuff waiting for us in our staterooms.
There's 4 buses waiting to take everybody who's going to Seabourn over to the ship. Let's hop on.
within our group of 24 are some of our very best friends. This is our favorite travel buddy, Amanda. Hi. And her fiance, JP.
Hello.
But it's not going to be fiance for very long because they're going to get married on this cruise. They're going to be married on the ship. We can't wait to be a part of it. And we got another bestie of ours, Brian, over there, and Dana. Our kids are just in heaven with our friends here.
So our group is 24 people, and the ship only holds like 252 total guests. So about 1 in 10 guests, or 10% of the entire guest population, is part of our group.
Off we go.
I'm still drinking this all in.
The population of Ushuaia is about 82,000 people, so not very big at all, but they are really well known for their giant crabs they catch here. Huge crab legs about this long. I think I see our ship out there. We knew it wouldn't take too long to get from the airport to the dock or the port. There's the Seabourn Venture. It looks more green than blue, but I just cannot believe that this is actually finally happening. We have been planning this, I think, over 9 months now. So So I have been so excited about it. I've almost tried to put it out of my mind. And now we're actually here and this is happening. One of our biggest dreams is gonna come true.
See you on board.
See you.
Woohoo! We're getting on board! So we just got our boarding passes from those two gentlemen on the bus. And we're still gonna check in when we get on the ship. But I'm just happy to step on the boat. We're on board! We made it!
Welcome aboard.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it smells lovely. We're gonna make our way to the Discovery Lounge so we can get our keys and check out our stateroom.
Are you ready to see a lot of penguins?
Yeah,
We've been seeing a lot of penguins, so you are going to enjoy that a lot.
Hello.
Passports, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Passports.
For passports,
For
thank
language.
you. Right.
Yes, and this is the Discovery Room, right?
This is the discovery.
So I think this is where we're gonna get like lectures and information about what we're gonna see, what our adventures are gonna be like. Ooh, nice leather pouch for him.
Now the fun can start beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard part's over.
So there's a sign that says all on board by 4:30, and it is just after 3 o'clock now, so it doesn't look like we're gonna have time to go into town at all, unfortunately. But so much stuff to explore here. We'll give you a full tours of every single nook and cranny on the ship coming up. But for now, we're gonna get to our rooms.
I don't even know what I'm most excited about. If it's like the room, the ship, the sailing, the actual continent, the penguins. So we could have taken the stairs like Amanda and JP, but I guess we were lazy. I'm just happy we're on the same floor.
Alright, see you in a minute.
See you soon.
It's open.
We have two rooms and they're actually connecting, which is fantastic. This is clearly the kids' room because they got the two twin beds and they have this nice little mat here so you can put your suitcase on there so it's like closer to arm reach level and you can unpack and then you're not, getting your sheets nice and dirty.
I smell grilled cheese. There's grilled cheese somewhere.
Well, it's a little crowded in here with the four of us, so let's do the room tour in mine and Phil's room.
Basically here, let's unlock this so that we can access our kids. They've already locked us out.
Bugger.
They did the same thing at the hotel last night. So we've got a king-size bed. They had a couch too, or no?
Yeah.
And look, a bottle of bubbly waiting for us. Nice. Actual champagne. What else do we have? Look. Some Chianti. I think I even know that brand. We've got some beers and some Cokes and some Sprites and a couple of other things in here. We got to tell them ahead of time what we wanted to have the room stocked with in terms of drinks, booze, refreshments, anything. And honestly, we kept it to an absolute minimum because we plan to do our socializing out in the bar and lounge areas instead of sitting in here and drinking in our room by ourselves. What, bud?
Are you Phil?
Yeah.
Oh, we wanted to speak about some of your car's warranty.
Leticia just came in and she's our concierge. Is that your title?
Suite attendant.
Suite attendant. She's our suite attendant while we're on the ship, so she's going to be taking care of us. She brought a little snack and mimosas for Phil and us to toast to. And also, this is a soap bar. We can smell them and pick which scent we want.
Mainly for like the shower?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is loofah is for exfoliate. This is L'Occitane and rosemary.
I'm between these two. This one reminds me of Italy. Like it reminds me of one of those perfumes we've experienced there. And then this one is like almost citrusy. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Leticia.
Thank you,
my
Leticia.
pleasure.
Leticia also brought us some canapes, and it's like a smoked salmon on a little piece of toast. And do you want one, bud?
Yes, please. What is this?
It's like smoked salmon on a little piece of toast.
Tastes like smoked salmon on toast.
Nice,
Perfect.
good. And a little fruit just to tie us over.
So good.
Let's do the tour. I want to start out here on the balcony. So every room on the ship has a balcony. They're all veranda suites. So So this is a private area for us, and we've got 2 little chairs and a table if we want to enjoy anything out here. And in this weather, it's actually really nice. I love that I get to wear my little sweater dress and sweater, and that's it.
And cute shoes.
And my amazing shoes. I want to give a shout out to these.
Those are hot, baby.
Thank you. I am like in love with these. They're Vivaya shoes, and they're made from recycled materials. They're also totally waterproof and like super stylish too. And I have never been so comfortable in a pair of shoes I've had before. No joke. They are cushiony. They have an arch for your instep. Anyways, I could go on forever. I'm obsessed with these shoes. I'm gonna wear them a ton on the ship. Oh, fresh air. Oh my God, you're gonna have to drag me inside. Do it, drag me inside. Wait, I wonder if we can connect with the kids. It definitely opens, but we'd have to get a lock for it, so we'll deal with that later. Let's go inside.
Once you come in the huge sliding glass door, floor to ceiling, pretty much wall to wall, so tons of natural light, which you could block out with the set of curtains that we have going across there. There's a second set of curtains right behind me that would separate the sitting room from the bedroom. And part of that, I think, is because this couch is a pull-out couch, a sleeper sofa, so you could have a third person in here who's sleeping right there.
We're really gonna need these curtains because I think we're gonna have 23 hours of daylight in Antarctica because this is their summer. So it's gonna be, I think, only an hour of darkness each day.
I'm very excited about that. I've always wanted to go to a place that was like constant daylight, but I have no interest in going to one of the places where it's constant darkness because I'm not a darkness kind of guy. Announcement.
Well, a very good afternoon. This is your cruise director, Olivia speaking. On behalf of our captain, Jeroen, expedition leader Joe, hotel director Nick, and
We also have a little card that says there will be a scheduled parka distribution on Sunday the 8th at 8 a.m. So that's tomorrow morning. We get our awesome Seabourn parkas. One of the most exciting parts about this entire trip. So Aaron's vanity is also a desk, and we've got a little stool down here in addition to the chair. The stool has a little bit of storage in there because when you're on a boat like this, you need as much storage as you possibly can get. Right over here to our mini bar on the upper cabinet, we've got 2 pint glasses, and not quite pint glasses, Pilsners maybe, and 2 wine glasses, which is great for our Chianti. Down here we've got water bottles, aluminum, that you can take around all the time so that we're not killing the environment with single-use plastic bottles. We also have water that they deliver here, fresh water. This is what we can pour out of. And then we've got a couple of things for the bar right here, stir sticks, ice scoops, corkscrew, that stuff. And then down below is that fridge where we found the other stuff before. There's also an ice bucket in there, so you can have an ice bucket. Speaking of ice buckets, we've already got the one from our champagne.
You wanna know a fun fact I'm looking forward to on this trip?
What?
So, I heard that most Antarctica cruise ships and boats, you can go out, find a big chunk of like 1,000 plus year old ice, and then they'll put it in a drink for you. Or they'll make a smoothie out of it for you. Not smoothie, ice.
Slushy.
And a slushy. Slushy.
Speaking of food and things to eat, we've only got about 20 minutes until they close the seafood lunch over here. So let's take a pause on the room tour, go grab some lunch with our friends, and then we'll come back and finish this off with you.
Big table. I really hope they have those crab legs we heard about. Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. How are you?
Welcome, welcome.
Dana got her mimosa too, and she reminded me that they have caviar on demand here. So if you'd like caviar, you just ask for it, they can bring it to you. And she said, I want caviar at 5 p.m. every day, and that's what's gonna happen.
Coffee service 10 a.m. Caviar and champagne 5 p.m. every day for the duration of the cruise.
She's so high maintenance. Okay, but we love her so much. It does smell amazing. A lot of seafood in here. Let's go see what they have. So this restaurant, the Colonnade, is buffet style, and this is also where they're gonna have breakfast each morning. There's also some other dining options on the ship that we'll get to. Another dream come true, they have crab legs. And I imagine this
Little ones
is
from Las Vegas.
the little ones. They are not as big and long as I imagined, but
That's what she
I'm
said.
not positive that they're from Ushuaia? I'll have to ask. Are these crab legs from Ushuaia? Ushuaia crab?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. These are Ushuaia crab.
Thank you.
That is delicious crab. It is like sweet and salty and love the texture. Oh, that's so flavorful for crab.
I'm gonna try these little scallops.
Actually, I love one.
Little like white wine dill sauce. Speaking of white wine, so cold, so good.
That took no time at all to eat because it's seriously really good. I'm impressed. For a buffet, excellent. Really, really good. I think everybody loved what they had. But we have to go look at this view of Ushuaia before we leave. They've got a bar out here and I can feel the heat lamps under the deck here. 2 hot tubs, a swimming pool, and these gorgeous fjords. We're in an exploring mood, so we're gonna check out the ship a little bit, and I'm kind of just following Amanda.
And it's starting to sprinkle a little bit.
We're gonna cut through the gym. Well, it looks like a yoga studio. Can do some stretching, little workouts. I don't know if they have an instructor here. Instructor gadget.
There's a nail salon and hair
salon. Oh, yes.
Nail salon.
And this salon right here, Amanda has an appointment here before her wedding later this week. They can do nails, they can do hair, like a full service here. We made our way to the front, which is the bow, and this is the bow lounge. This is great. So this is a map of where we're gonna be. So we're gonna go to Vice Commodore Morning Station. Oh, it's interactive. And it tells you what day we're gonna be there. That is awesome. Colt is gonna love this. We've gotta make sure he sees this. So we're definitely gonna see penguins, day 4. Let's go see the rest of this place though. This is really pretty lounge. It seems like this might be a quieter area. We've got more interactive maps here.
It's called the bow lounge because it's meant to kind of mimic the helm that's, I believe, upstairs, another deck or 2. And so we've got all the gauges on the screens here. Look at that. There's no giraffes in Antarctica. Dragon? There are none of those either. Now, you can follow along the routes, the vectors, the headings, the temperatures, everything. And it's just a cool place to hang out.
This is the best view of Ushuaia out here. But we're not gonna be here for very long. We have 10 minutes until we have our briefing that we're gonna do back in the Discovery Room. And then we'll leave port and head on our way and see how we're gonna make it through the Drake Passage. Is it gonna be the Drake Shake or the Drake Lake? You could get either one, we don't know.
I like how they built this huge area just for photo opportunities, video opportunities, so people can reenact Titanic. Because they're like, come on, we know everybody's gonna do it. Here, yep. Oh. Right there. Here, arms out.
You're gonna throw me over. Jack, I'm flying.
You look scared, look up.
Jack, I'm flying.
Jack, I'm flying.
That's what she says. That's what she says.
Feels so overwhelming because we want to see everything. We still have to finish a room tour. There's a lot more of the ship that we need to show you. A lot more food that we're gonna have. And I mean, all the adventures once we get to the continent. But there's so much to do, it feels all at once. We gotta go do our briefing. If you've ever been on a cruise, you know that there's always a safety briefing. Luckily, we don't have to change countries, so sometimes you have to talk about going through customs, and sometimes they make you wake up pretty early to do that. That's happened to us before, but we don't have to deal with that here. They're just going to talk about general safety, emergency procedures, egress, and just a little bit about how it's going to operate for the next 11 days.
So we're gonna sit through this so you don't have to, and then we'll continue our tour afterwards.
while we're in that briefing, they very sneakily started cruising away. So not too long ago, we're not far from shore, but we're on our journey and we're off through the Drake Passage. But we got some really good news that the conditions in the Drake Passage are really calm now. And I think that 2 meters is the highest they expect the waves to swell, and that's really no problem for this ship at all. So it should be the Drake Lake, which means smooth sailing.
The fact that we made it at least a kilometer from shore without even knowing we were underway just speaks to how well balanced and stable this ship really is. You could not tell that we were actually underpowered.
Yeah, I don't feel anything at all, and Colt actually has an issue with seasickness. I mean, he's such a trooper. He usually is so gung-ho about what he wants to do, but then the seasickness hits him, he throws up, and then he's back to action. But nothing, not a peep out of him yet, and we are stocked with medicine just in case anybody gets sick. But we have a party going on right now. We are gonna meet all of our guests that we have here on the cruise with us.
So we're throwing a little bit of a meet and greet or a thank you cocktail happy hour just for our group so that we can pass out a cool little souvenir we made for everybody and introduce each one of our guests to all of our other guests.
Caviar, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers. They made a special welcome cocktail. Definitely has a Prosecco float in there. That's really good. A new beginning. I like the name. Aperol, Rosé, and
Rosé Prosecco or
Rosé Prosecco. I don't know what's in it. I'm just gonna say it tastes good.
All of the food here is absolutely 5-star and the cocktails are too. Now I've got a little gyoza dumpling with shrimp. Well, that's good. Really, really crunchy, fried. Let's get started. I've wanted to come to Antarctica for years. We've been traveling as a family pretty much all the time for 4 years, and this has been at the top of my list. I can't imagine a cooler way to do it than with a group of people like you. We wanted to have some sort of a souvenir for everybody who made the trek with us. We decided to create a custom luggage tag Christmas ornament. Don't put it on your luggage, it won't work well. It represents our trip, so I designed this thing. We had them custom manufactured. The only people who will ever have these are the people on this trip with us right now. Thank you very much from the entire Lockwood family for being here, for putting your trust in us, and for sharing this incredible adventure. Love you guys.
Guess what? It's tomorrow. Let's get back to this room tour. So this king-size bed that we slept in last night was really comfortable, and since we're moving, it's been rocking and it almost lulls you to sleep. So that worked out well for us, and we both had good nights of sleep. All 4 of us actually, the kids slept really well too. And this morning we have our lovely parkas now. This is an extra small, so it's one of the kids. And there's no difference between the men's and women's except for the sizes vary for the sex. I'm not sure why. But it also has a liner that comes with it on the inside. You can take that out for other occasions if you don't need the full parka, but in Antarctica you need the liner and you need this jacket. This hood is lovely and has a little lip up there, protect you from the sun a bit, because they say you have less layers of protection between you and the sun. So we have to have sunscreen on when we go out there as well. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but we get to keep these parkas. We take them home. It is the ultimate souvenir, and this is a signature color, not just for Seabourn. I think for most cruises choose the orange, but I think as a guest on the continent, you have to have a big bright color for safety reasons, for various safety reasons. Phil and I each have a nightstand, and I love it when it's equal. Sometimes we go to hotels and there's like one huge nightstand with all the plugs and then a tiny one on the other side with no outlets. And that bugs us because we each have our devices that we want right by our side when we sleep. This has multiple international outlet types. So we've got the US plugs that we're ready to use. Some drawers there, and then right here under the TV, we've got some shelves. That's been great because when I unpacked, I used these for my shelves because somebody else took up all the shelves in the closet. This TV here, it seems awesome, but we have yet to even turn it on. Why would you? We have way better things to do. But this closet is fantastic because it's so big. Walk-in closet. And we got this mirror here so we can see my awesome outfit, including another set of waterproof, made from recycled materials, Vivia boots. Full walk-in closet. We have so many hangers. So we were able to hang up everything that we needed or wanted to hang up, and we've got tons to spare. 5 drawers. And this safe is actually really interesting because if the safe is open, it indicates something outside. I think a light turns on, and the staff is not allowed to come into your cabin if the safe is open. I think that is super interesting. I had not heard that before in any other hotels or cruise ships. And then we also have our slippers hanging here and a hair dryer, and then also the robes, our Seabourn robes. Colt was walking around in it because he's about to go to the hot tub. We'll show you that in a sec. That is the main closet, but not the only closet. Right here is a warm closet. So after our expeditions on Antarctica, we're gonna be maybe a little bit wet. Our gear is gonna be pretty cold. So we can put it in here. And down here, there's a button to turn it on. And it kind of dehumidifies, steams, dehumidifies, and warms and dries your gear. And right above are our life jackets. Now, it's not just to be here in our room for emergencies. These are our life jackets we're gonna be using on our excursions when we take the Zodiacs out. So we're gonna have to put this on to go downstairs for the activity. Thank you for traveling with us to Antarctica. Now let me give you a safety briefing. We're going to,
There's like a jacket.
Ah!
Nope.
Okay.
There.
We're gonna put it on like this. And over here. I can't, here we go. I got it. Just like this. Nice and tight. And click. Ready to go. I'm ready to float. Time to float. And I am very impressed with how spacious this bathroom is. I mean, we have a full-size tub in here. Now, the shower itself is a little tight. It's kind of a triangle shape in there, and it is, you know, not a lot of elbow room, but everything else is very spacious. I love that the sink, the vanity, is plenty big for Phil and I to brush our teeth at the same time. We have plenty of shelves to put all of our stuff on, and you know, the toilet's there, so we always need one of those, right? Let's go catch up with Colt. We got some hot tubbers. Colt, Amanda, and JP are enjoying the bubbly hot water, and Amanda's got some bubbles of her own. How's the hot tub? How's the temperature?
Could be warmer.
Yeah.
Good, it's good. It's 99.
Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, it could be warmer, but it feels like a hot tub. It doesn't feel like a pool.
Yeah.
I was expecting something way cooler.
They're practicing for polar plunge. They're getting into the pool and then getting back into the hot tub. They're going.
We're gonna practice for the polar plunge. So the pool's still pretty cold.
Yeah?
Yeah, pretty cold. Not too bad. Yeah. Coming back in is the chilly part.
When you sit in the hot tub for a while and then you jump in the pool, it feels a lot colder. Otherwise, it's overall pretty warm.
Well, if you want to see the polar plunge, the real deal, you're going to have to watch our next episode where we do all of our adventures in Antarctica. But it is chilly out here. We're not in the hot water, so let's go inside and do more of the ship tour.
I have a different / better idea, I think. Come here, I've got something for you, babe. So this is the patio bar. One of the things they have at the patio bar, blankets. Big, soft, furry, warm blankets just for you, babe. And we've got the heaters that we talked about.
Thank you very much.
Better?
Much better. Now let's go. I'm going to show you the Seabourn Club. We were just on deck 5, and now we're up here on deck 6. Oh, I love this chair. It's so comfy and it swivels. But this lounge is a little bit like a coffee shop, so it's a bit quieter. We're over here in a corner for now. You can also observe the aft and your surroundings back here. It's a really pretty observation spot, but they also have a ton of books and games and guest services here. So if you want to talk about your excursions, your room, reservations, anything like that, they're willing to help you out, and they've been fantastic. Every little tiny detail and issue we've talked to them about, they've been happy to accommodate and so sweet, and it's really been wonderful customer service. But they also have the cafe. It's a full cafe, so you can get your coffees any time of day. So it's like all day. It doesn't close down at all like some of the restaurants do to turn around and go from lunch to dinner or anything like that. You can get sandwiches anytime. You can get some gelato, little snacks and cookies, things like that. They also have a copy of the Herald here. They deliver one to your room daily, but it's really like daily information, the weather conditions, where exactly we are, captain updates, expedition updates, all the stuff you're gonna wanna read daily when you're on board. The name of this little club is The Square. So this is the club, and it's much more hoppin' and poppin' at night. Oh my God, I sound so old, hoppin' and poppin'. I sound like an old grandma. But they have live music each evening, and a singer, pianist, a DJ, and they do have a sushi bar. I haven't seen it operating yet, but maybe tonight it will be in operation. And this bar is great. The service in here is great. It's a fun place to be, and this is where we're gonna wanna go after dinner.
The aft of this deck also has 2 more whirlpools, which are struggling a little bit with the swells of the Drake Passage.
Speaking of Drake Passage, now we can speak to you with experience. We're about 20 hours into our sailing through it, which is between Cape Horn, where we started, and Antarctica. And it is considered the roughest waters in the world for various reasons. Different water layers, weather conditions, it's narrow, and also the heat that comes from Terra de Fuego, which is the other nickname for Ushuaia, where we left from, and Antarctica, which of course is just full of ice. It was named after Sir Francis Drake, who was the first to cross it successfully. Many had tried to cross it in that era and died doing it, and that's why it started to become very notorious, and I think it was known as the Unpassable Passage. But right now, what we're experiencing are very calm conditions, and it's because of the time of year that we're traveling. You're most likely to get calm conditions like this in December and January, which is the summer months here in Antarctica. It's really not that bad. I mean, the ship has, some movement, and there are a few passengers, some guests that have experienced some seasickness, but nothing terrible. Phil and I feel great. Brooklyn feels great. Colt felt a little ill last night, but otherwise he's feeling great today. And we really are having as smooth of an experience as you can possibly get.
It's time for dinner, and we're gonna do fine dining tonight at the restaurant, literally called The Restaurant.
Many Seabourn cruises or ships have formal nights, but not Venture, the ship that we're on. But the attire for the restaurant here is just a little bit elevated, but you don't need a reservation unless you are a party that's our size of 8 or more. And they have items that they have every day. That's their classics. But then they also have a new menu every day. So it's like a new restaurant every night.
The menu is set up as a bit of a tasting menu, although we do have to choose our entree. So it's pretty substantial. Smoked salmon and caviar. We've got a tomato cappuccino, white plum tomato cappuccino, warm potato ravioli, orange and Campari sorbet. This is an appetizer, I believe. And then we choose between the grilled Dover sole, beef Wellington, duck breast with spring roll, or black truffle risotto with poached egg. And then, there's a separate dessert. I'm gonna go with the duck.
The food and beverage is included on the ship, but you can get bottles of wine that are extra special and an extra price if you want it. But otherwise, they come around and they offer you a pairing that is on the list of wines that come with your Seabourn trip. And I got some white today because I'm going to have the risotto for dinner. And they have really great wines. No need to upgrade for me, but maybe later on the trip we'll have a special occasion. And here it is. Smells good, tastes good. Everybody's meals taste good. And I have to say that tonight's dinner is better than last night's dinner. And it might be because of the company as well. Like, we are having such a good time traveling as friends. And the kids, they get to travel with people that they love and love them so much. It's like family. So we really feel like we're one big family here. And it's like a sub-family because we have the rest of our group and we see them everywhere. I just feel like it's so social and warm, and it's truly the best trip ever. So if you go on a trip like this, get as many people as you can to come with you.
Anytime there's duck on the menu, I tend to get it just to support Erin and her Oregon ducks, because I feel like it's good luck for me to eat duck when she's watching the ducks, and so I have to take a little bit of credit for their win.
That's right, Big Ten champions! Let's go Ducks!
The final course of the night is this dessert course, which is a chocolate ganache cake with a side of vanilla gelato. The vanilla gelato, of course, is very white, light, and the ganache cake is a super dark color. You know what's not a dark color at all? Outside. It is almost 10:30 p.m. and it is literally, I think, the same amount of lightness as when we walked in here and I got that shot before. This whole concept of being on the southern hemisphere this far south at this time of year is absolutely incredible to me. I really love it. But I'm going to take a bite of this. We're going to get back to the room because Erin's very tired and it's been a very long day, and despite the fact that it looks like it's daylight out, it's not. So we're going to turn in and we'll see you again tomorrow morning.
How's the workout?
Awesome! I've got the best company here. The gym, busyness comes and goes. People come in, people go out. We're lucky enough to have the gym to ourselves right now. And we get the views to ourselves too. We saw some icebergs. We're getting so close to land.
The reason that we can see icebergs this morning is because we made such good time coming through the Drake Passage that we are arriving in Antarctica earlier than planned. So they were saying that instead of having to wait until tomorrow to go onto land, we should be able to do it this afternoon. Which means we all have to get a workout in here beforehand because that doesn't leave a whole lot of time with the briefings that we have to go through. We just got our boots this morning. We've still got filming to do. A lot of stuff to check off of the list before we can actually get on a Zodiac. I'm glad the gym's empty right now because there's not a whole lot of stuff in here. You've got a couple of machines, a couple of ellipticals, and a few treadmills, and then just the dumbbells. So kind of limited on the types of exercises you can do. But I'm gonna try to squeeze in a good back workout so that we can head out and get ready.
Woohoo! Let's go see some icebergs! The best place to check everything out from the ship is gonna be on the bridge with the captain, so we're gonna see if we can find them. This way, and this way.
So this is the bridge, and really passengers are allowed to come in here, at least during designated hours, but there are certain areas you want to stick to, which is basically the left side and the right side. Right down the middle is where most of the operations are happening in real time. So you've got the navigator, the co-navigator, the helm right across the back here. So I think that's where the captain would sit. And then you've got a spotter sitting up front who's using binoculars to look out for those icebergs and probably some wildlife also. For the most part, it's pretty open in here, but they don't want you to disturb the crew. Obviously, we want them to be able to keep their attention on the task at hand.
And we can clearly see that we have arrived in Antarctica. This is our 7th continent, and we are only a few hours away from stepping onto it for the first time. I am getting tearful. I am feeling so grateful for this experience and to be here with our kids, our closest friends, and then our new closest friends who are traveling with us. So this is just a giant gratitude moment for me up here on the bridge. If you want to see our adventures on Antarctica, please subscribe and follow us for that next adventure because it is coming right up.
Food. Food.
Food.
Food.
What, you're hungry? Did you eat on the plane? They had good food.
Yep.
Did you get some?
Yep.
Did you eat that yogurt?
Yep.
The airship and go to the 7th continent, Argentina. We are so excited.
Did you say 7th continent Argentina?
I did, didn't I?